Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of our podcast, Existential Idiots. I'm Thomas, joined alongside my co-hosts Lilith and Reese. A little bit about me is I love listening to music, and I like hanging out and playing games with my friends. Lilith, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Lilith. I miss Vine, but you'll probably hear me quote every Vine known to man. And I love Sanrio.
All right, sounds good. And Reese?
I play a lot of video games and I really like listening to audiobooks.
All right, now we got that awkwardness out of the way. Gonna go ahead and get to just hanging out and being ourselves.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that first part's a little hard to get through, I will say. But
It is.
Yeah.
OJ Simpson died today in other news, so that's
Yep.
fun. Do you guys think he did it?
I mean, probably. I don't know.
I
I never
probably
looked
think
into
so.
it, but
See, when you said OJ, I really thought you meant like orange juice, but okay. That's
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, I'm well versed with everything going on. Totally. Honestly, I apparently he died of cancer, and I also feel really bad for him, but also I don't follow up with a lot of things that he does.
Yeah,
yeah.
they made us
I
watch this back in school. They made us watch like a little documentary about it. I just remember holding up the glove, and I just thought in that moment how stupid it actually was. But who knows?
wait, when did you make I didn't watch this. What class was
Well,
that?
you were in the accelerated classes, but you know,
I mean,
down in the
sometimes.
Damn, you were in the accelerated classes. The way you said that.
Well, like that would have been what, like an English class or something? Because I
Yeah,
only
yeah.
did like 2 accelerated English classes.
Yeah, I
So
think it
like,
was. I think it might have been junior year when that came out. But they talked about like the case and
yeah, I
how
wouldn't
they.
have been an accelerated. I wonder why I didn't watch that.
Huh. It's weird. Probably we had different
My
teachers.
school did not even bring that up.
Hmm.
I didn't even do accelerated classes till I think high school. So the fact that you guys call it accelerated classes, I'm like, damn, I'm missing out.
The first honors class I took was honors algebra 2, and that was a mistake because I was not ready for the
Algebra
workload.
2? Oh no.
Yeah.
Algebra
I
is like
did.
one of the most hardest subjects to do.
Yeah, algebra kind of sucked. Algebra 2 sucked, rather. Calculus was fun. I actually like calculus.
That was the highest form of math that I've done.
I
But
went up
never again.
to the second year of calculus, if I remember correctly.
Cal 2?
Sure. They called it A, B, and BC when we
Oh.
did it
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
That's
okay,
weird.
yeah, my high
I
school
never
did that.
understood that.
I think it was because technically you were learning like 1.5 years and then another like 1.5 years. Um, it
It is
was
a lot.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like my dad
And
thought the same thing of like the higher up in the math classes he got, the easier it was, and I kind of agree.
That is weird.
that's true. Um, I remember I had a teacher, or technically an advisor, was like, you can't take pre-cal, because I took pre-cal in high school. And she's like, you should do college algebra. And I was like, nuh-uh, I'm gonna take
Uh,
pre-cal just to spite you. And I
yeah, I
want
didn't
to do
take any math classes in college.
What?
really?
Really?
That's so lucky.
Yeah, well, because I did AP, so like I did AP Calc in high
Oh,
school.
okay. Okay.
So
Oh.
I
That makes
already
sense
had
now.
2 math credits
Damn.
by the time I came into college.
What
I
is
also
your
didn't
what was your
graduate, so
major? Oh.
that probably helped.
What was your set major though?
I was in biology. I would have had to,
Okay.
I think, take a stats class, but I
Yeah.
don't remember if I actually had to do that or not. I think that was for one of the things I was looking at doing. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure it would probably be like applied statistics or something. Because I was a nursing major for a while, and then I was also a pharmacy major, technically for a while too. But science, but yeah, they
Yeah.
always make you take like applied statistics.
I did
which
take a
sucks.
physics class. I don't know if you would count that as math or not.
It's
'Cause
math
I hate to
involved.
say it, Texas counts it as a science class, I think. So
Yeah, I
Down
think it's
here
a
in
science class too.
Texas.
Yeah,
Texas.
that class was fun. Or not, fun's the wrong word, but I liked my professor for that class. I didn't really like the class itself, but my professor was nice.
See, if you have a good professor, you're set, especially in a math class and a science class. But if you don't, I just don't learn. I don't
Yeah.
mind at all. Yeah. Like I
Did you
took
guys?
Spanish in high school and fucking I hated my teacher because she was just always so mean to me. And I just refused to learn from her. So
Dude, we had a teacher like that here in our high school, and my friend was the person that she like hated, and it was the funniest thing. Like, I don't know why she hated him, because like there was no reason to. He was a nice guy. He did his like stuff correctly and everything. Yeah, he wasn't the best at Spanish, but I mean he was trying. He wasn't like there like making fun of the class or anything. But she just hated him, and like
that's so mean.
yeah, she was not a nice person in general, but the way she was to him was crazy, and it was just the funniest thing too to watch. Because he'd be over there like trying his best, and then she'd be like, "Jeremy, you're doing that wrong," and he's like, "Wait, what do you mean?" And like just like be really hypercritical about like what he was doing, and it's like
God.
That's
he didn't
so that poor
like
man. Just let the
no one
man
else in class can do it
learn.
right. Why does it matter if he's doing it wrong?
That's
Jeremy,
nah.
you
That's
moron!
basically you idiot sandwich. That actually happened to me though. I was basically him in that situation in high school. It's because I grew up and I'm Hispanic myself. So my first language was Spanish, but I had to learn English growing up. So I lost Spanish like most kids do
Yeah,
when you're living in a household with two languages. And because I was able to understand it very well, I was very like hypercritical, like, oh, you should know this. You're Hispanic in my high school. And I was like, I
God.
don't. I'm sorry, I
Terrible.
don't.
yeah. My one of my childhood like best friends had the same thing where like he's Hispanic and like his grandma like speaks Spanish, like that's her like only real language. She can kind of speak English but is really bad at it and like doesn't really like to speak English. And so like people always expect him to know Spanish and like he doesn't really at all. Like he knows just enough to communicate with his grandma, and even that it's mostly just them like saying one words to like single word sentences to each other to figure out what the other person wants. And like yeah, he told me he was always would be like, yeah, dude, like Spanish class is the worst because everyone expects me to like know what's going on and I have no clue. Like, yeah,
It's honestly the worst. And I had a friend of mine. She kept trying to ask for help, and I just felt terrible because I wasn't able to really help her. And then there was other parts where I was like, "Well, why are you asking me? Why can't you ask anybody else?" But I get it. Like she was my friend, but it's like she knew how much I hated that class. And anytime
yeah,
anyone brought up that class, I was like, "No, I'm sorry." I think the most hated class in my high school. Like everything else, I've taken art, I've taken hard like science and math courses, but when it came to Spanish, I was like, God, now I hate learning Spanish. So,
yeah.
but
I had the fun like opposite way of it, kind of, where I took Spanish. Like I jumped around schools like 3 or 4 times,
oh
and
wow,
because of that, I kept going to like every time I went to a new school, it was like the year they started learning Spanish, and so I kept relearning like the first like basically 2 years of high school Spanish over and over again. So by the time that like I got to like where I finally like stopped switching schools, they were just starting Spanish. So I was like, oh, I know all this stuff like really, really well. So like the first 2 years of doing Spanish, I was like, dude, I'm set. I know everything already. I can like I'm not fluent in the language by any means, but like the really beginner stuff I know very well. And then like our third year of Spanish, I was terrible at it because I didn't
oh
like know
no,
anything at that point. And I basically because like I didn't know like how to study for it or anything because I just kept coasted on knowing all the other stuff from being taught it every few years again.
oh no, I'd probably
Yeah,
be doing the same thing.
yeah, it was bad.
Oh my
That was
god.
the last year I took Spanish because of that, and now
What
I
about you,
know
Thomas?
nothing.
Thomas, you took Spanish in high
Yeah,
school?
well, you know what's funny? One of my best friends, Joel, we both decided to take a third year of Spanish so that we had a chance to be in the same class, and we did. Dude, it was the struggle bus. And every time, I just remember one thing. Whenever they would ask, like, "Oh, tell us about your weekend" in Spanish, I would always say like, "I played video games with my boy Juan over here," and
Oh my
he would say
gosh.
the same thing. And she's like, "You guys need to do something else.
Oh
Oh
Like all
man.
my
you guys do is
god.
play video games," and it's like, yeah, yeah.
Those filthy gamers. Mm. Don't study. Yeah. I think when my Spanish teacher, I would try to, like, make small talk, pretend that she liked me. She'd be like, so we used to do this name thing where we would go by our Spanish names. So I put my middle name. So I was like, oh yeah. So she would be like, Esmeralda. She'd be like, Esmeralda, what did you do this weekend? And obviously I was in band at the time. So I was, I'd tell her about it. And then I just know at one point she just would stop listening. And then she'd just be like, so did you study?
Oh my
I was
god.
like,
What?
oh my god. I was like, okay, well, great. Thanks for listening. I feel so validated right now. Amazing. So, wow. All this talk is making me think that I didn't have a great high school life. I promise I did. I really did. It just wasn't Spanish.
Yeah, I definitely remember freshman year, I was trying really, like, the first class I had, I'm like, you know what? This is gonna be different. I was kind of like a weirdo in middle school. Today's my day, or whatever. And I started talking to one of the foreign exchange students, and, like, I became really good friends with him. But he had, like, a lot of problems communicating. So
Oh,
that was kind of a struggle. But, like, I still think about him quite often, though, because it was like the first new friend I made in high school, and I think that's important, too. So,
that's
so I
awesome.
always wonder how he's doing. But I think he picked up like some. It's funny, kind of noticing how they pick up like American like values and stuff like that. But I just remember like going on his Twitter one time and like there was just all this like gangster stuff, and I was like, whoa! I was like, whoa! I was like, I did not see that coming. But yeah,
God.
I hope he's doing good these days. But yeah, I just remember seeing that, and I think he like commented on some voluptuous women, and I was just like, "Whoa, dude!" I was
Whoa.
like, all right." But
Was he shy in person?
I mean, I think he was just quiet because I think he had problems communicating. I think once he
Okay.
like opened up more, I think he his like real
I was
personality came out and stuff
about
like
to
that. So
say he
yeah,
was definitely not shy online.
nope, nope.
Damn,
I will
the
say, yeah.
boldness.
I always think of like when people are talking crap online. I always think of Mike Tyson and say, "You people have gotten too used to saying something to someone without getting punched in the face." I that's like one of my favorite Mike Tyson quotes because like it's
Oh my
true.
god.
I remember that video of a guy that was like goading him on the airplane. And Mike was about to just completely demolish this man. Everybody was like, "Oh, Mike, calm down, bro. Like, it's not a big deal, Mike. Come on." And it's like, dude, that guy probably needed that. To be honest with you, like, I
Honestly,
don't
true.
advocate for violence, but like, some people just need a little smack, you know?
Just like a little smack down. Actually, now that I think about it, is it you said Mike Tyson, right? Isn't
Yeah.
he like fighting Jake Paul?
Oh God.
Oh,
Ugh.
Yeah,
sorry. I don't know. I just remembered
Oh.
that.
Like, part of me hopes that it's real, but like, it's just so hard to with how things have gotten. It's hard to believe that those things are not talked about, like, or like there's like a contract behind closed doors that we don't know about. There's NDAs that
Right.
they sign to not talk about it, but there's just a whole bunch of money behind it. You know what I mean? Because the audience that this is attracting, I mean, like, people who've been following Mike Tyson their whole life, and they hear about him wanting to beat up this, I don't want to say Zoomer, but like millennial guy, like they're fighting the age
The
difference.
YouTube
It's
guy
just,
who
yeah.
decided he could become a professional
Oh
boxer.
God.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not one to follow that side of YouTube, but TikTok has its great recommendation for videos, I guess. So, and there's like this video of like Jake Paul signing Mike Tyson's t-shirt, and he's like, "See you there, buddy." And I'm like, this man's gonna get demolished. Do you not know who you are talking to right now? I it baffles me. And so like I don't know. And then just like the Paul brothers in general are just interesting people. I don't follow them, but the amount of like social media, everything's all pulled up in my page is just insane. I don't know.
I always think back to, I forget who said it, but like negative attention is good attention too. Like, there's a lot of
Oh
guys. Like,
yeah.
I've been following a guy named like Johnny Somali or something like that, but he just is reigning terror in like other countries, especially like Japan, and he just it bothers the heck out because it ruins the these people doing these negative things don't realize that they're affecting everybody else too, especially if you're in like a foreign place. Like, I would love it if it's Japan, but like after him, like if I saw
Oh
him
yeah.
messing
With Logan
around,
Paul. Yeah.
like, I wouldn't be happy either. Like, oh, I don't like foreigners, but like That's
Yeah.
not what I would think, you know, but it's for their culture. It's definitely new to them in tourism and stuff like that. It's a little different than it is here because America is so multicultural and stuff like that. But
Times. I don't know how social media displays it though, but I don't know.
yeah, that's
I'm
true.
probably in the bad side of it. I'm my TikTok is now like a hope core. So it's like, oh, those motivation videos, oh, those like mental health videos. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay on this side for a while. This is nice. So it's not making me actually have an existential crisis. So, but yeah.
Oh, you said it. You said it.
Oh my god, I said it! I said the title, guys! Alright, somebody call me an idiot now. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, you're like so existential. My gosh.
So existential. Oh,
I do
man.
sometimes wonder if like they could ever put a name on algorithms, like if they could kind of like a personality test, like they could tell you like what algorithm is, because like you can manipulate it too, which is I think is kind of funny. I definitely do that with Instagram. I manipulate like if I like certain things or if I quote unquote rewatch something, you know, but I mean to do it just to get more recommendations of that stuff. I do think it's kind of funny.
I mean, in a
Oh,
way, aren't algorithms just like the ultimate personality test? Like,
true.
because
Fair.
it's just like, you know, looking at like, oh, these are things this person interacts with, so we know like what they like and stuff like that and what they don't like.
That's
Like,
true.
I mean,
Yeah.
I tell Thomas about this quite often about how like YouTube. I'm convinced YouTube knows that like there are people out there who just before they're about to like get really big or they get recommended to me, and I feel like I'm like the test person where they're like, okay, well Reese likes it, okay, now we'll like recommend it to everybody, because like
Interesting.
it's happened quite a lot where like I would watch a dude who's got like not like a small amount, but like not a ton of subscribers, and then like the next week after I like subscribe to him, he's got like triple the amount to like sometimes way more than that. Like it's crazy. Like
What?
Damn, Reese the
yeah,
trendsetter. Damn.
yeah.
True.
That's the part. Yeah,
I value your opinion.
yeah.
Okay.
Apparently,
I
yeah.
think like my my I don't know, my social media is just embarrassing at this point. I mean, I think I get a lot of recommendations for like small artists, which is really great, and then it's a lot of just stuff that I've liked. But even then, I don't know, I get like a lot of spam accounts. I kind of wish I had that, you know. I wish I was a trendsetter, I guess, but I guess not. So
Well, it's easy. Just watch a lot of video essays and then look for more video essays.
Yeah, I don't. I know that
That's really
Ooh.
it.
you actually like, sit down and watch the videos. I think short form content has inadvertently ruined me. Like I can't
True.
sit down and watch a stream, or I can't sit down and watch like a long video essay, like you said. Like
Hmm.
I just have to skip around a lot too. I don't know. Like
Dude, if it's not an hour long, I'm probably not watching it.
what?
Really?
Oh
That's the
my!
so I mean, social media and just in general, the minute TikTok was introduced or Reels got introduced, everyone's attention span just died, which I am one of those people, you know. And
Yeah.
it's just when you say that, I'm like, "Oh, not me." Unless it's like someone I know I can watch like a 10-minute video or like an hour video of this person that I enjoy, like YouTube or maybe like a podcast, probably, but nah, I don't know. I can't do that.
See,
I
I'm
have
the
to, yeah.
opposite. I do watch like stuff on YouTube Shorts sometimes, but that's like
Hmm.
random. That's not like my like everyday thing. But like for me, unless it's somebody I already watched a lot of their content to begin with, I don't really care for like 20-minute videos too
Hmm.
often. Cuz like and some of it's the way I consume YouTube. I typically will be cuz I have a two monitor setup, so I'll play games on one monitor and have YouTube running on the other. So like
Hmm.
a 20-minute video, that's really short for the amount of time I'm actually going to like sit here and play games for because I play
Oh,
for a couple
okay.
hours a lot. And so like a multi-hour thing, like a stream or like just a really long video or whatever, is perfect because I can sit down and that'll be like a most, if not all of the time I'm going to play games for. Whereas
Hmm.
like, and then I don't have to like go back and forth of like, oh my video ended, I need to find a new video or whatever. It's just oh look, my video still has like 20 minutes left on it, and I'm done playing games. I can watch the rest of it later or whatever. Like I much prefer that.
I
Like
like the way you put that though. Wait, so okay, so you multitask. So you'll have that kind of running in the
Yes.
bag. But you also still kind of watch it, glance over it
Yeah.
here and there. Okay, yeah.
And
I
like
think I
there's
don't know.
there's different types of videos I watch. Like a good example is I'm working my way through a let's play of the Yakuza games.
Those are so
And
great.
the guy I'm watching, he does them in Japanese. I don't
Mhm.
speak or like understand Japanese at all. So I have to like look over because he has like the subtitles on.
Mhm.
And so that one I have to like actually watch or at least be able to look over and read real quick. And so I only play that one when I'm playing games I can look away from. So like things that are like turn based or whatever. Versus like other stuff that it's all in English. So I don't have to pay as much attention to. Then I'll play like Helldivers 2 and like play a game on the side or have like a thing running on the side or whatever. Because I don't have to pay as much attention. I can focus more on Helldivers versus like playing Slay the Spire where I can not have to pay super amounts of attention because like I can stop at any time and the game's not going to keep running. So
Yeah.
I definitely
I
think I
wish I
do
can
that
kind of do
with.
that.
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
what me and you do actually is we listen to music instead. So like the sound is
Oh
there. It
yeah.
might be like I don't know. I like to watch what I'm like. I've tried to like watch anime like on the side or something like that, or a show I've watched just to like something I enjoy. But like I much prefer music, and I'm sure you do too. Relate like I know that you enjoy music too, but
Mhm.
I think I definitely just choose it over that. So I think that's just something like I don't know. But it's definitely a lot harder when you're in call or playing with people. I definitely cannot. There's like no way. Like I've gotten a little bit better about it, but like I don't know.
yeah,
I think I just get way too
Yeah.
into it to
That's what happens with me because especially if it's a new show. So anime, I mean, so I know a lot of people have tried it watching it dubbed and then they'll play games and listen to it. But then if it's such a good anime, which to begin with, if I like it, I'm going to start it. So that's one step that's already the big factor. And then two, I would be playing and then all of a sudden like most of the time I'm always in a Discord call or if I'm playing by myself, it's like I have to have something in the background, which is often music. It's music that I've already just listened to. So it's like second nature to just have it like there running in the back. But if it's anime or like it's on my second monitor and I see it, I will get so distracted and just switch to like, oh, what's going on in this part, or I'll have to rewind it and watch it again, and then I get distracted. And if it's like Helldivers, I'm gonna end up freaking tabbed out in the middle of a fucking fighting robots, and I'm like, damn it. So all right, so I have to rewind the anime. So I try
yeah,
anime, but it just not works out. I mean, I'll do like movie I've already seen. See,
Yeah, I
I
can see that
love
working.
watching movies. Like I'll rewatch Lord of the Rings like 10,000
I
times.
need to
I don't
watch
care how
those.
long it is. Amazing. I wish I knew Elvish. That's for sure.
So, speaking of rewatching movies, I have weird like comfort movies that I rewatch
Mm.
because like I rewatch Cloverfield a lot,
Oh my
and
god.
I really, really, really like that movie to the point where like if I'm having like a not great day, I'll just go rewatch Cloverfield again. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense because like this movie is like a horror movie about like the guy having like the worst day possible as his like city gets destroyed and stuff. But I'm over here like, man, watching this movie makes me feel better now. Like it's
That
so
is funny.
funny.
So the end of the world is your comfort
Oh, dude,
movie.
yeah.
I mean that,
To be
yeah,
fair, it
kind
is a
of,
great movie. I did
yeah.
actually kind of like it. I used to actually that was actually one of my most like hated movies to watch was end of the world movies. Maybe because I just had an existential fear of like, oh shit, the world can literally end anytime at this very moment. This could be my last day on Earth. But if it's like Cloverfield, I've seen and I'd really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I used to watch like horror movies on the side. So like I remember I was watching The Conjuring while I was playing like I don't even know. I think I was playing like League at the time. Like what is this combination?
Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really like, or I used to really like horror movies when I was in college. I would watch like a ton of them, but I've like kind of like figured out there's like specific types of horror movies I really like, and then the rest I just don't care for. Like I don't like horror movies that are like ghost stuff or like aliens for the most part, or like things
Yeah.
like that. But like slashers or like monster movies, I tend to like. Uh, demons I don't super like most of the time, and then like it's just a lot of horror movies recently are not good is the other problem. So
That's
like
true. Yeah.
I'm I don't know. And some it's because like I'm watching stuff through Netflix, and I imagine Netflix probably doesn't have the best selection anyways. So I'm like,
I think
yeah,
HBO, honestly, from what I've seen, maybe Amazon Prime, but nah, HBO, honestly, sorry, Max. I apologize. Max is probably the best form of a horror movie collection because they actually have like all the classics.
yeah.
So, and I know like a lot of people don't like older horror movies. Some people do just for
There's
like
some good
the
ones.
retro aspect of it. It's like, oh, it's great, it's a classic. People got into horror films that would be like, that's not even scary. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that happens
no,
sometimes.
it's amazing. It's great. And Netflix is okay with it. However, like the new ones that have been coming out, honestly, they're all right. There's been one that I've been wanting to go see, but and now they're just milking other franchises like The Conjuring. They're making another one. They're making another Insidious movie, which I was like,
I was just
okay.
about to
Yeah.
say that. I always see like Halloween 27, and I'm just like, bruh. Like,
Okay, I kind of like the Halloween movies.
Me too.
okay.
They're slop, but I kind of like it. But they're
God,
slasher
True.
movies, so
slop.
like,
True.
Go tell
I
it to
mean,
the
they're slasher
director.
movies, so whatever.
Yeah, your movie's kind of slop, but I love it.
That was me and my one of my roommates in high school, or not high school, in college, my freshman roommate. That was like how one of the ways we bonded was watching like old like horror movies like that. And Halloween, I think it was Halloween 2 for some reason was the first one that we did that on. It was that we watched Friends like every night because he loved Friends and I'd never seen it.
Okay, but who is your favorite Friends character though?
Um,
Yeah, I just called you on the
Probably
spot.
Ross or Joey.
Ross, that's a
Ross,
first.
that's an
Yeah,
interesting
I
pick.
don't.
So here's the thing. I think because he was picking, we weren't like watching through like consecutively. He was just
Mhm,
picking episodes, and so
mhm.
a lot of the episodes tended to be. I don't know if back half makes sense, but I'm gonna just say that because that's what I think it was. So there was a lot of stuff about like Rachel and Ross's like relationship that kept happening, and like I feel like I've seen more about that than I have anything else.
Oh
Yeah, that
God.
that makes sense.
See, like, I don't even watch Friends. I think it was my brother who watched Friends. I was more of like a that '70s show or a Parks and Rec type of girl, or even like New Girl. But when I watched it with my brother, I was at the part where it was a lot of Joey and Rachel. You know,
Oh,
this was
okay.
when in the show Rachel was pregnant and like he took care of her and was like the
Yeah.
bestest friend and he treated her so well. And then they didn't end up being together. So then obviously she went back with Ross and I was like, it doesn't feel
Yeah.
the same. But everyone's like, no, Ross and Rachel are endgame. I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
that's cringe to me, but
Joey. I mean, Joey's a hilarious character.
mhm.
But I don't know. Ross was he was a dude. I don't know how to describe it.
I liked like his like the way he was nerdy about things like cuz I think he was what was his role? Like I think
He
he
was something to do with artifacts. I can't remember what. Like
yeah.
I
He
think he worked
really
at a
liked
He
museum or
was a
something.
yeah.
paleontologist.
Oh, is
That's
that what
it.
it
I don't know
was? Oh,
why I remember
okay,
that. I
yeah.
don't remember anything, but for some reason I just remember that.
But he was obviously my favorite, so maybe I'm just biased. Not Ross. I'm talking about Joey.
I mean, Joey's great.
Joey's
Like,
great.
yeah,
What was the character that was with Monica? I forget his name.
Oh,
Chandler.
Chandler?
Chandler. I definitely felt like
Oh.
Chandler sometimes, like with how I like would retort with people and stuff like that, like super sarcastic and like stuff like that.
Really? I feel like you're more of a Joey than
Oh
Chandler.
God.
Like
Well, you've only seen my
combined.
silly side. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'm definitely I'd say more of like a oh god. I don't even this is feels
Phoebe,
so
just kidding.
weird describing myself as a what?
I'm
An
just kidding.
idiot. Yeah, you're right. I don't even know which character I'd be closest to. Probably Monica, I guess, but I don't
I'm
know. It's
I'm not even gonna guess. I'll let somebody else decide. Thomas is probably the best person to decide.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if
think
if
yeah.
if the
Oh,
closest to you, honestly, is probably Ross. So it's fine.
I
Yeah, I feel like we
that's
took one
true.
of those. God, what was that old?
Personality quizzes or
Yeah, like
whatever.
there was. Oh, what was that one YouTube channel that had like the content like that? I forget. Oh God, I
What?
cannot remember.
What's that like? What?
Yeah, like what
It was
YouTube?
just like can't think of it. Okay, it'll come to me. It'll come to me.
Oh, come to you. I feel like Reese would be like Chandler mixed with Ross combination.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
I
he
don't know
gets.
Reese like 100%, but just given like the way he probably acts, he's like super chill. But then maybe he can make sarcastic comments here and there, and when he least
Yeah, I
expected.
always at work. We're always talking, and like he's like, "Here, I got this idea for you," and I'm just like, every time I'm just like, "Okay, is it serious or is it are you just messing with me?" And half the time he says it's serious, and then it's not, and then he says, "Oh, it's not serious," but then it actually is serious. It's like
Oh my god.
I'm just like,
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, there wasn't one I gave you yesterday where I just said yes when you said, "Is it serious?" or is it the other one? That terrible, terrible idea that we probably should stop
oh yeah,
talking about.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh my terrible
We'll save
idea.
that one for later.
Oh, for a future podcast.
Check out our after show. That's not real.
Start an
Disclaimer:
OnlyFans.
there is no after show. Wait, what?
Huh? What? The Existential Idiots OnlyFans. Stay tuned to the end to find
Huh?
it.
Oh God.
What are you doing to our show?
Haha. To anyone who has children listening to this, don't.
Wow.
Yeah,
Don't.
why are
I'm pretty. Yeah, I've already sworn this, and I was the first one to swear in this podcast.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I heard you say like fucking out. She's like, oh well, there goes that. We were doing good so far, but now we can kind of open the floodgates a little bit.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes you just need to get the guttural feeling out. It's like, oh, I feel really passionate about this.
That's true. To be fair, people who swear are known to be more trustworthy people. So people who hear us swear are probably thinking, "Ah, so relatable. Yeah. F-bomb. Anyways.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Thomas, you need to get on Helldivers for real, though.
Yeah, I know. I think I get overwhelmed. My addiction to Honkai Star Rail has plagued me. I can't. I've got like what are those glasses called where you can't see any other game
Blinders?
games? Yeah.
you're wearing blinders?
Yeah.
Man doesn't even have the newest war bond yet.
Oh my gosh, how could I? Didn't that just come out today?
Yeah, it did.
I was gonna say like, yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
while.
it came out this morning.
So did the automatons come back like the next day?
It was like 3 days later they came
Oh.
back.
So I remember
Yeah,
seeing a bunch about that.
the like in lore thing is that we killed the initial like fleet or whatever, like the scouting ships,
Yeah.
and then
Oh.
now the like main fleet's here, and they just took over like 4 sectors, I think.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh no, they got Cyberstan," which is where like the cyborgs from the first game were at. So people are wondering what that means. If like there's gonna be new people or new enemies or something from them or what.
I
But,
am so
yeah.
excited for the, I guess, quote unquote, new battle pass. So the new armor
Oh,
looks
it's
great.
fun.
So I'm mixed. Yeah, it's gonna be so great. I'm so
I
excited.
apparently people don't like the first gun on it. I kind of do. So
I don't think I've even. What is it? I don't even know what it is.
So right now, I could just tell you the 4 guns. So there's
Oh, yeah.
a marksman rifle that it's like
Oh,
medium penetrating, and it's got auto fire on it, like full
Right.
auto and semi, and it's got a scope. I like it. You kind of have to play it like a marksman rifle, but I like the fact that you can go to full auto when you need to go to full auto.
mhm.
It's not perfect, and it's probably not like the best gun by any means, but I like it. The scope on it's nice. I don't like the scopes on the other marksman rifles, so maybe that's my problem. And then the next one on the like second page is something called the Eruptor. The Eruptor is a bolt action autocannon, basically.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it does like big explosions. You can use it to seal bug holes or blow up factories, stuff like that.
Hell yeah, total bug death.
It is crazy. I don't have that one unlocked yet. I just got to the second page.
Wow,
And
you're
then-
really falling behind there, buddy.
Yeah.
First day.
The third page has an explosive crossbow
Mhm.
and a grenade launcher pistol that like shoots one and then you have to reload.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have no idea how good either of those two are, but I saw people talking about the Eruptor, and that thing sounds awesome. Because people are saying the Eruptor is so good, you can use it as your primary, and then have like the Stalwart as your second or your supply weapon, and that way, like the Stalwart's what you use on like low level dudes, and then you pull out the Eruptor for big guys, which is awesome.
That's actually so. Oh god, that's
Helldivers
so
was only
cool.
$40, right?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
$40. Yeah.
crazy because I just saw the Star Wars. It's the Star Wars game that was like had the. It was a $70
Yeah, Star
original
Wars
game.
Outlaws, and they like one of the like expansion packs or something, not expansion. Pre-order bundles is like $110, and the other one's like 130 or 40 or
Oh my
something.
100.
yeah,
What
dude.
the?
And then I
Okay,
saw a
Yeah.
what?
thing. I saw a thing for Canada where it was like it was almost $200 with taxes for the
Yeah,
biggest
Oh
one.
my
Yeah,
god.
I just.
here, I'm pulling it up right now just to look at what it actually is. Oh, did it say
Yeah, Star
starting
Wars
at?
out.
Okay, that's the gold
Oh my
edition.
god.
Yeah, so it's 110 for the like one of the special editions,
$40 extra
That's
for
that's
just the next level up.
insane.
and then 130 for the like ultimate edition.
You were
That's
almost
crazy.
Oh my
doubling the
god.
original game price. Like, oh my god, I feel like we should just really like I don't know. People say they'll boycotting it,
Uh,
but they'll just there's that niche of people that love Star Wars games. You know, and I don't blame them.
I
Like I
mean, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I'm not gonna boycott the game. If it comes out good, I'll probably buy the base
yeah, I
version
mean yeah, there's
because I
nothing
like
wrong with
I
that. But
really like Star Wars, and they've had some good Star Wars games recently. But no, there's no way I'd ever buy the like deluxe edition. But that's EA being insane. So
I was about to say that's EA for you.
oh, there goes
Same
our
yeah,
thing
EA
happened.
sponsorship. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, sorry. Well,
yeah,
ever since well, I guess yeah, EA is also part of I think Apex too, if I'm not
yeah. EA
mistaken.
owns Apex. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So like I remember when they introduced obviously like the I think fuck if I know. It's like those prestige skins and it's like
Oh yeah, you needed to yeah,
$200.
you needed to like
I'm
open
like,
like
dude, what the
300. Yeah,
fuck?
you needed to open like 300 of those little
Yeah, and
robots
then
just to even get it.
um what is it? Those oh god, for whatever reason when we start the podcast, I guess I just forget terms, but it's those like melee weapons that they have. That's what is it called? Oh my
Heirlooms.
god.
Oh
Heirlooms,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. Oh my god. The heirlooms. I mean, I've been playing for years. Like I'm pretty sure I have like 2K hours on Apex and I still have not gotten one heirloom.
That
And
is insane to me.
I spent money in that game. Like I bought a lot of bundles and skins for the most part. And then I had a friend at the time who he got one on a low level account like first try and like or like 10 boxes in. I was like, this is stupid. I hate this game so much.
I do notice that games that have systems like that, they will try to they'll try to goad you by giving you those really awesome items. That happened to me in Honkai. There was a character with a scythe called Sela, and they gave it to me in like the first 10 pulls, and I was just like, whoa, like oh my god. And then ever since I've played for like 320 days straight, and it's just like, oh, I didn't know this was gonna happen, but you know,
They caught you.
if this was their plan, you know, the gotcha got me, you know, if that was their plan, which it's still a great game. Like, I mean, obviously I wouldn't have played it that long. Like, they want to, if their idea was to just like pump and dump, you know, then whatever. But
Then they got you.
yeah,
Gotcha. Literally.
wrung me
I
out.
I don't know, and like I don't even know why I kept playing that game. It's so fun, but then, you know, like every battle royale, there's third parties and it's just so dumb and then everything was just ridiculous altogether.
Yeah.
And then they made new maps. They were like, yeah, everything's all nerfed. Everything's not overpowered. And there's no, this map here. Don't worry, you won't get third party. Though literally the worst map for a third party. So I'm glad I stopped playing that game.
Yeah, I do think that there's a rampant growth too with cheating and stuff like that. I was just reading something about, I think I was talking to Reese about it before, but like
Eh.
1 in 15 league games either has a bot or a scripter in it. And I thought
Oh
that was crazy. And it
gosh.
actually got worse as you went up the rank, like the rank system for League. It got like exponentially worse. And then it would like dip down and then dip back up. It was kind of weird. Like I don't know. It's getting really bad. Like I don't know. Back in the day, I used to just call everyone a cheater that was better than me because I was a kid, and you know, it's like, oh, that guy's cheating. But now I'm actually worried if people are like, I remember I was in call with you, Lilith, the other day playing the finals, and there was that guy that was shooting me with the
Oh
pistol,
yeah.
like from like the entire map away. There's
He
just
was like all the way across
no
the
one
map
else.
just shooting you with the
Yeah,
pistol.
no one else had a kill. Like,
He
and then
had
what's
18 kills when you were trying to
yeah,
find
no
another
one even
match.
had any other kills. Like,
That was disgusting.
and then I left the match because I'm like, oh, that guy's cheating. Reported him, whatever, and it put me back in with him. It's like, how? How is this? Oh,
I
God.
mean, that's also another thing with like, so back when Fortnite wasn't doing, I mean, Fortnite's always been doing really well, I guess, but there was one period that a lot of players just gave up on Fortnite, and then they started putting bots in it. So then everybody who's killing bots or like quote unquote a player, they're like, oh, I'm so good. And then you meet a real player. Like the joke behind it is that, oh my God, this person can build. And then now it's like, oh my God, this is a real person because this person's going to fuck me up. So
Yeah. No, I came back to Fortnite after they added bots, and I didn't know they did that. And I was like, man, dude, I used to play and like get maybe like 1 kill every 4 games, and now I'm getting like
right.
5 kills a game. I'm doing great. I had no idea. I think I told like one of our friends that, and they were like, there's bots, right? And you're like, I was like, oh, okay. Like, had
You felt
no
so good
idea,
about
dude.
yourself.
I was like, because I was like, they're doing stuff though, like they're shooting me. Like, oh man.
I and it's so sad because I was like, oh, I love this game. I'm gonna keep playing this game, and then I guess I've reached at the point where now I'm actually all playing with real players, and I'm like, man, I hate this game again because I just
Yeah.
suck. But
I do
I don't
appreciate
know.
all the skins that Fortnite has had. Like every time I get on there, the skin shop is always filled with like something amazing. Like I remember when the game first came out, I was just like, man, this is gonna be like so big. I think like I remember I saw an ad for like Save the World, and I'm like, oh okay, it looks cool. I didn't even know there was a battle royale, but then I saw it. I just remember playing the first vanilla thing of it, and I'm just like, damn, they could really take this. I did not imagine they would take it as far as it has gone. Like
Oh
they
yeah,
have. Ugh.
because
Remember again.
initially they were. It wasn't a battle royale, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
PVE.
I
Hmm.
actually bought Fortnite when it was just the PvE,
That's
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
and yeah, so I was like, "Oh, this is great," because like I really like zombie games and just in general, and like zombie media and stuff in general. And
Hmm.
so I was like, "This is awesome! You get to build your own base and stuff. This is so cool." And then like the battle royale came out, and people started playing that, so I played that with my friends, and then that like eclipsed the original thing entirely to the point where now it's just like doesn't exist anymore, and you got some like rewards for having bought the game early, and I'm like, man,
Damn.
like it's not the
That's so
worst thing,
sad.
but I'm just like, I wish that didn't go that way.
I know a lot of shooters tried to do the whole like battle royale switch, or they'll introduce it and then it never works. But honestly, I
Yeah.
think Fortnite took the cake on that one since like day one.
Oh,
But
for sure.
yeah, it's mostly just the skins too, which right now they just released an Avatar bundle, Avatar Last Airbender bundle,
Man, they stole
which
that from
looks pretty cool.
Smite. That's
I was, that's
bullshit.
actually what I was gonna talk to you about. Funny enough, I was like, this feels like a whole Smite ripoff. They were like,
I like the
Smite
idea that it's a
successfully.
rip-off with getting skins from other things instead of
Yeah,
like
like them
I
just
like from
making
yeah.
money off of the what's the word? The IP of it. Like I'm
yeah.
sure they're just like, oh, who can
Yeah.
we collab with next? But I am really excited for Smite 2 because now that they're using Unreal Engine 5, like that's gonna open the door to like way more skins. I am sad that they're leaving quite a bit behind because of the new engine. They jumped like two generations, but I'm really
Then what
excited
will
for Smite
happen with
2.
the skins then? Will you
Um,
just be there?
so yeah, it's kind of weird. Like they couldn't. They told us how many man hours it took. They said it would take like uh some ridiculous like 200,000 hours to transport every skin, which I was just like,
Oh
where are they getting that number
gosh.
from? Like, holy crap! But I think it's because they jumped from Unreal Engine 3 to all the way to 5. Like they skipped a
Oh,
generation. So
okay.
like a lot of the systems that they used to make the skins and stuff like that and make the animations all had to be they had to start from scratch basically. So I think they are doing like a weird kind of system where they all the gems that you spent on the skins, you'll get like legacy gems, and that can go towards the newer skins. But I don't know the way that they explained it. It kind of sounded a little crappy, like it wasn't going to be worth it. Because I mean, I earned a lot of my skins. I didn't really spend money. I didn't
Hmm.
have like the disposable income to buy all these skins. I mean, I did sometimes if they had a sale, but um, So I'm really hoping that, when Smite 2 comes out, I do get the money that I did spend. But
Why are they making a Smite 2?
I don't know. I think Smite had a pretty decent sized player base, but I think it was just getting kind of outdated. I didn't really think so, but I think they're looking for that new audience. And I think they
Mm.
made enough money to where they were like, maybe we should start thinking about Smite 2, and like a couple of games have already done that, like CS2 and stuff like that. Um, so I think they've been working on it for a long time, though. I don't think this is anything new. So I think they're announcing the alpha soon, but I'm pretty excited for it. I'm just ready to play against some of the newer players, though. I don't know if it'll keep my account
You're
progress,
gonna
but
demolish
yeah,
them.
me and my friend Jared, we played it pretty religiously, and every game was just like a sweat fest. And like at some point, you stop having fun, because I wasn't taking the game
Yeah.
seriously. I just get in there, you're playing a god, haha, like this is awesome. But to get into a game where every game you have to like seriously sit up in your gaming chair, completely focused, like it just I like to
Yeah,
chill out
you
and
gotta sit up, turn
you
the
know
cat back around.
yeah, it's like so I am kind of wondering about that too. We actually played against a few professional players and we won all
Oh,
of our
nice.
matches, and that was crazy too. Like that blew my mind. Like they were obviously carrying because they were a professional player, but like the fact that we won was insane to me. I felt pretty confident after that, but
Teamwork makes the dream work. I'll
uh,
tell you.
but I play games kind of like all or nothing. So like a lot of times I'll dive and I'll go for more kills just because I think it'd be funny or it's more fun. And I have a couple clips where I like went pretty crazy, but like most of the time I end up dying because I just looking really stupid. So, but I'm having fun though. That's the thing. It's like I'm not like I'm just doing what I think would be hilarious or funny or like actually make me look like a god. But
Yeah. We all have our moments. I feel like, especially in adulthood, you don't really, at least for me, whenever I play games, it's mostly just to chill at this point, get a distraction away from the world. I know when I was younger, I was always trying to be sweaty, you know. Oh, I'm a girl. I have to show that I can play video games. It's so cringe. And now I'm like, I don't really give. I don't care. I don't care. It's just there to have fun at this point. But
Yeah. That's why I mostly play like single player or like a co-op. I don't play a lot of PvP games because I I just feel like it makes a lot of people like upset in general.
oh
So
my
I'm
god,
like
yes.
like I had a friend in high school who raged like all the time. I mean, Thomas even did it at one point. There was a point back
yeah.
then where I had him muted, and like we were in calls like back on a Curse instead of Discord, and I just
Oh
had him like
no.
perma muted on my end. And so we'd be in calls together with like our friend group, and I just couldn't hear it, but I just talked to everybody else like he wasn't there, and it was like I don't know how long it went on for, but
Dota
like
Dota made me really toxic.
oh
I
yeah,
literally changed my Steam name to Toxic Tom because I every game I was just
Toxic
spewing.
Tom. Oh
Oh
my
my god,
gosh.
it was bad. I would just yell at everybody, and god, it was bad. But I think that was like a release for me. It wasn't a good one. I will say that it was a way for me
no, it
because
wasn't.
yeah, I mean like I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say like, "Oh, you're super chill, like you're a good listener," but it's like, nah, you should see me play video games because I kind of a different person. I
It's a
still
whole different
struggle. I
persona.
still struggle a
Yeah.
little bit. I definitely like. I don't get permanently mad. I just kind of really quick let it out, and then I'm like, "Oh, son of a bitch," and then like it's done most of the time. Unless something really bad happens, I'll let it affect me. But
I feel like I've
uh,
just gotten so used to it. Whenever I had a lot of friend groups who were about the same way. They would just be super toxic in game and then like also in call. It's both, and it got to the point where now I'm like pretty used to it, and I don't even like voice chat sometimes because just how bad it is. But it's honestly a kind of a trigger. I had brothers growing up too, and they were always mad at video games too. Not too bad compared to like my friends, but I just at this point I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna lower the volume down. I'm gonna be like, hey, we need to chill out here, or I'll just don't hang out with them. I hate to say it. It's like if you're gonna be yelling in a video game, and especially yelling at my ear when I'm just here to have fun and chill, then like please don't play this game with me anymore. And that's nothing against your character. It's just the way you play in this game. It's just
Yeah.
not. It's not helping me out. So
I think I used to also like take offense to that too, because in that moment you don't think you're being, but it's like you have to reflect. And so I feel like that's all the problem with like a lot of people is they don't like, they're like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I'm not even angry. It's like, dude, if I had a recording of you right now, like, you would realize how bad it is. So it's like, I don't want to say it's like second nature, but it's like they're subconsciously like letting out all the rage, and it can get overwhelming for the people around them. And if they don't say something, even though you might be, it's like, oh, they're not gonna want to hear this, but it's like they need to. They need. It's kind of turning into a problem. So
oh yeah, and then like it got to the point where I felt like I was the punching bag at some point because
yeah,
it's
that
like
is.
I know it's like you want to rage and it's fine that you're comfortable to say it here or whatever like in a Discord call, but it's like you're not really making me have fun for it. But no, like for you, I know when I play games with you, I know it's like super chill. Like yeah, we're all gonna have our frustrating moments of it, but like oh my god, he killed me. That's so cringe or whatever. But then if it's like full on yelling, like you got your veins popping out, like no, get
So
out.
veiny.
So veiny. So
Yeah, no, that used to be me, like, in high school with one of our friends. Like, we'd play, like, CSGO and stuff, and, like, I didn't really play CSGO except with our friends, whereas, like, most of them would go and, like, play solo and stuff, or, like, they
yeah.
play the game a lot. They were really good. I wasn't. And, like, it gets to the point where I started getting blamed for us doing bad, which is, like, fair, I guess, because I didn't know what I was doing, but I also, like, didn't know what I was doing, so, like...
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
It's like I
how can you
understand
be
that
mad
yes,
at
you're
me?
right that it is my fault, but I'm also still learning and like try to teach me, which like they did sometimes try to teach me, but that was like once in a blue moon. Whereas like we'd play a bunch and then like I didn't know I was doing things wrong because no one would tell me. They just yell at me that hey Reese, you're the reason that we're losing this game, and I'm like,
What
okay, I
the
don't know what I'm
heck?
doing. Like,
I definitely
That's so
don't like if
terrible.
you are going to do that, like I don't know, I especially get mad when someone just will judge me, especially in a video game, and not provide good feedback. It's like, oh hey,
Right.
I noticed you doing this. You maybe try this next time. But it also is hard because like that's like a double-edged thing because sometimes people can't take criticism at all. So it's really
That's
like
true.
they view it as like an attack on their character. It's like no, like I literally just I'm trying to point this out to you. I know I've done that with my friend Jared when we play Smite. It's like, you know, uh, he'll say, "Oh, why'd you build that item?" And it's like, okay, maybe just try like saying like, "Oh, build this item instead next time." And he got better.
Yeah.
Sometimes saying it too will help them too, just understanding from your point of view. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. It's like you need to learn how everybody processes everything. So it's like, someone might get they might get constructive, feedback from yelling at them. Like they might like that weirdly enough. I don't know. Like that makes me think back to my army days where they just yelled at us all the time, and we listened
To get
because
you going.
yeah, it motivated me because I was just like, "Oh yeah, he's yelling. It means it's time to go." But not
I
everybody's the same,
couldn't.
so
I was definitely the friend that was I couldn't take anything because anything that was told to me, especially when I played with like a group of guys that I was really close friends with, and then they would, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's a game that they're seriously super competitive in, and they're like, you're doing this wrong. And so anytime anybody tries to correct me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I didn't do this right. And I'm adding on to the stereotype, and it's terrible. Now I look bad. And then I get super critical in my own gameplay, and then that ruins my fun. But like I know, like I have two of my closest friends. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, you should build this instead," or like they'll it's the tone for me and how you approach it.
for
Because
sure.
if you approach it just to be like, "Oh, you did this wrong," then it's like, no, I see where you were going with. I think this one would have been a better item for X, Y, and Z, but I
yeah,
don't know. That really depends how close you are with that person too. I
yeah.
that's another big thing to me. If this was like Thomas telling me, "Hey, uh, you idiot, build this instead," I'd be like, "Okay."
He tells me that like every time we play Smite because I don't understand how to build things in Smite.
Yeah,
Like,
yes, it sort of
I
depends on
just
the
follow
person
the
too.
recommended, and it's always like the recommended's wrong. Don't do that. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Like,
we've actually been speaking because you've been playing. I've gotten you into Honkai recently and like trying to teach you all the systems, and it's like it's hard for me because like it's hard when you really understand something and someone else doesn't. Like you really have to like get yourself in the
Yeah.
moment, pretend like you know nothing, pretend like this person knows nothing, you know. And
See,
sometimes
you're doing really well with Honkai
that's
because you'll
good.
actually
I'm
sit there
glad.
and like teach me the thing instead of just like seeing it being wrong and being like, "Hey, fix that," and I'm like, "I don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong."
Yeah,
Like,
right.
That's what one of my friends is doing right now. I'm currently playing Destiny 2 because I'm just getting back
oh
into it,
God, don't
and
get back into that game.
That's what I
I
said.
was playing it yesterday and it was so fun. I really actually enjoy that game a lot, but it's like there's just so much going on, and like I just get overwhelmed sometimes with games. So you really got to talk to me like it's a book for dummies, because I'll be like, okay, so what is this? And then I have, my friend will like explain it to me, and I'm like, okay, I understand it now. Or he'll just be like, it goes pew pew. I'm like, okay, got it. Like, I hate to say it, but like for the most part, I like the gameplay. It's just so expensive to invest in that game, unfortunately. So.
Yeah. I think Reese, you
Yeah,
said they were
no.
working on Destiny 3, right?
Yeah, so okay, this isn't I don't know if this is true, but basically a dude leaked some stuff about the upcoming expansion for Destiny.
Mhm.
And when he leaked it, he also, or maybe not at the same time, but he said also that they're working on Destiny 3. And they confirmed some of the stuff he leaked about the expansion. So people were like, hey, if he was right about that, he's probably right about them working on Destiny 3 as well.
Oh.
So I mean, I'm excited. I played a lot of Destiny 2. I have like 500 hours in it. It's my second most played game on Steam. It's probably not my second most played game in general because I don't check like random MMOs I play, so they probably have like I'm probably have more hours on WoW or something, but I have no idea what I have on that game.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
but like I like the game, but I also hate the way that they do most of the like surrounding stuff.
Hmm.
Like
Mm.
the minute to minute gameplay of it is amazing, but like anything else is pretty terrible.
So true.
So I'm just like, I don't know. I have a lot of friends who will randomly like be like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting back into Destiny 2," and I just every time because I do this to myself, I'm like, "Ah, I love that game. I should play it again." And it's like every time I have to tell myself, "No, don't do it." You'll play for like 10 minutes, and then you'll like encounter some system you hate and not play it again. Like, yeah. I don't know. I wish the game was better, and my hope is that Destiny 3 has better surrounding systems, but who knows what they're going to do with that game.
Who knows? And then just in general, all the expansions are just so expensive. So that's
Yeah.
another reason why I kind of had to stop playing it, because I'm like, damn, I have to buy. I played. Okay, I beat Witch Queen. Great. All right, what's next? Oh, I have to buy another. Like right now, they're having a sale for it, which that's I bought in like 2 of them, but
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh, the sale!
the sales. We
I
love
must
Steam
buy.
sales sometimes. Steam
Summer
sponsor us,
summer
please.
sale always scares me because I'm always just like, I could just spend $200 on games. Holy crap!
Oh my god, that's yeah. It's I. This is why I'm kind of glad I should stop adding games to my wish list, because then I get notifications for it. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I can buy it. It's
Dude, I
fine.
have 90 games in my wish list, and I think about
No.
half of those games aren't even out yet.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh,
Cause
that's
like I put stuff in my wish list that's like early access just to like watch it before it comes out or whatever, or like remember it exists.
hmm
And like in general that's fine. The one problem with it is a friend of mine will get me a Steam game on my birthday, which is really nice of him and I
Oh, that's
appreciate that.
nice.
But he does it by like whatever my ranking is, but I don't know what my ranking is because I don't have my wish list set to show that. So he always just like buys a random game on there, and like half the time it's an early access game that I just kind of had in there so I could pay attention to it in case it turned out good. And like
Oh.
I feel bad because he's gotten me. He's happened twice now where he got me like a game that I probably wouldn't like if I'm being honest, but I just was like looking at it and I like feel like I have to play it because I don't want to waste his money. And like, oh man, it sucks.
That's kind of why I have mine private, just so people don't look at
You
what
can
I
do
have.
that? I didn't even know you could
I
do
think you
that.
can. I think you can hide your wish list. I think I put that setting a little while ago, but
I might do that because then I won't have to worry. I mean, like it's he's doing a nice thing, but I kind of wish he would at the very least be like, "Hey, which of like these games or whatever, or like something." So I had some knowledge of like I don't want to ruin his surprise, obviously, but like more
Right.
just make sure that he gets me a game that is like one I actually intend to
yeah.
play at some point. Because Yeah, there's a bunch. Even just looking at it now, there's a couple in here that I should probably get rid of because I don't think they're actually going to turn out good at this point. But yeah, whatever.
And on that note, thank you everyone for tuning into our first episode of Existential Idiots. Tune in next time for our even more existential idiocracy.